We are the New York Knicks. Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go.
Let's take it from the top. Let's take it from the top. All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Wednesday evening. Another edition of Knicks Postgame Live presented by Underdog Fantasy. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Use our code KFTV for an instant deposit match of up to $100. The Knicks head up to the 6 for a bum night showdown against the Toronto Raptors, man. Raptors decimated by injuries. No Barnes, no RJ, no Quick. And the Knicks would make quick work of the leftovers, man. It was an all-team go affair. The deuce was loose. 9 of 14 from downtown, tying his career high at 29 points. Welcome back to the Block Nest Monster. Money Mitch with 8 points in 12 minutes. You had Captain Clutch Jalen Brunson with 26. iHeart 15, Devo 16. An easy night as the Knicks get 2 wins tonight. Not just on the scoreboard, but in the standings, man. Charlotte Hornets take care of business. Great job by Brandon Miller and company. And the New York Knicks now own the 3rd seed of the East. And don't look like they're going to be turning back, man. So let's talk about it. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. Another edition of KFTV Postgame Live, man. CP the Fanchise. Alex Trataros in the building. Salute everybody in the chat. Can we get a number 3 in the chat, man? Everybody in the chat, throw a number 3 up in the chat. Because the Knicks now hold the 3rd seed in the East. 16 games over 500 for the first time since the Knicks tape squad 2012-2013. That was a good team. 52,
yes, sir.
52 wins. Knicks at 43. Can they get to number 50? Can they get to the 50 burger? They're at 44. Can they get to the 50 burger? Six more to go? I think so, man. But great game by them tonight. Taking care of business. You know, I expected a bum night. I expected a 30-point affair. And they did even better than that. They made it a 44-point affair. And, hey, you know, these Knicks were locked in. Shout out to McBride, man. Set 6 threes in the first quarter. Just picking up where he's left off, man. Been absolutely torching the Nets. Wanted to follow suit with DiVincenzo's brilliance against the Pistons with his 11 threes. McBride chips in with 9 to make it rain out there. And everybody else has followed suit, man. Brunson 26, Devo 16, iHeart 15. Great job tonight by the squad, bro.
Easy night. Easy night. If light work were a picture, tonight would be that picture, CP. I mean, the Knicks just went into Toronto and just bullied everybody around. There was no resistance. Whatever the Knicks wanted, the Knicks were going to get. And even the way the game started with McBride just putting up that shaky 3, you know, he bobbled the ball a little bit, put it up, it just fell right through the bottom of the net. You're like, oh, it's going to be one of those nights. I mean, you see Deuce just going. He went ham tonight from downtown, man. 9 of 14?
9
when did
of
Deuce McBride
14.
When did he become a sharpshooter, CP? When did we get a sharpshooter in Deuce McBride? Because this is what, you know, Quentin Grimes was supposed to be for this team.
Yeah.
Instead, McBride becomes that two-way guy.
He took Grimes' powers on his way out.
Bro, this is crazy.
He took Grimes' powers on his way out the door. How does that happen? Insane, man. The Deuce was loose once again. A great job. But, you know, I think it's what we've been saying for a while now. When you play him alongside Brunson and you play him in those lineups with Hart, he's going to get much easier opportunities than when he has to do it himself. And, you know, when he was playing with that second unit with Burks and Bogdanovich, they were doing a lousy job of facilitating. And so it's a little bit harder for Deuce. He actually has to be the point guard on that unit. But when he's running with Brunson and Hart and iHeart in that lineup, and, you know, the Knicks are a much better team both offensively and defensively, his opportunities just become so much easier. You know, every shot he took was wide open shot. So, but, yeah, knocking him down at a ridiculous clip. And big part of why the Knicks won by 44 points. McBride, 29 points again, tying his career high, man.
For sure, but CP, it's more than that, right? Because it's not only what we see in the moment is that we know that McBride now can get hot from downtown and that his game is now translating to an NBA level. And of course, we think about the playoffs, the postseason, whatever you want to call it, and how will he perform once he gets there. Well, when you have somebody who is going to be so aggressive on defense that can guard you 94 feet, and then you're telling me that they're going to knock down open threes or even catch and shoot, somebody closing out on them, that changes the entire game because that just means you're going to get more minutes. And the fact that we're watching a small ball lineup of him, Brunson,
Yeah.
Dante, Hart, and Isaiah Hartenstein as well. I mean, Thibs doing the thing that we've been asking for last year with Obi Toppin when he was on this roster, right? But the fact that he's going with Deuce McBride and you're not losing a beat defensively, it just makes things a little more interesting going into the postseason because it's kind of what a Ty Lue likes to do, right? For the Los Angeles Clippers, where he likes to match, sometimes go with a lot of speed and some shooting to space out the court to open things up for everybody. So if you're getting somebody like McBride just knocking down threes, imagine if you have Julius Randle out there instead, and then you have still good perimeter defense, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna have Brunson and Julius out there, and you can just move at a faster pace while still having an open court for both Brunson and Randle to attack the paint, I mean, that's just game changer right there for this Knicks team.
Yeah, no question about it, man. So another great outing there by McBride, and just man, just shooting the ball with confidence, man. 9 of 14 from downtown. You know, back in the day, that used to be like, an unattainable number, man. You know, remember Sprewell had that number.
It's like your
for such a
average
long
shooting
time.
from the field, CP. Most guys took 14 shots.
That's right.
You know, no one's getting put up 14 threes in a game. I mean,
Yeah.
now we're seeing things just at an absurd rate. I mean, he took 17 shots tonight in total. 14 of them were from downtown.
From downtown.
That's crazy. I mean, he was just letting it rip. I mean, look, he played 40 minutes again tonight just because garbage time later in the fourth quarter. It was just this game just got out of hand for the Knicks, man. Where the sense that the Raptors had no chance, another wire to wire victory. So McBride just getting extra run. You just see the confidence building, man. And I think Thibs even recognized that where you leave him out there, just get him some more burn in that fourth quarter with the third stringers and just let him get comfortable, especially when he has to get downhill. That's the one thing I'll say though, is that the shooting is great, the defense is great. I want to see him be more consistent when it comes to attacking the paint. He's done that so far, as I've said, but once he can do that, man, because you know that mid-range jumper is legit, the three-point shot is looking legit. If you can get downhill, finish around the rim, and become a consistent three-level scorer, that takes your game to a whole other level.
I'm going to get to that point on McBride because that's a great point. Let's get to that later on in the show, you know, his ability to get downhill, because I think that's going to be important for the playoffs. But let's get to that part. But secondly, in this game, it was the return of the Block Nest Monster, a.k.a. Money Mitch, a.k.a. Mitchie ain't no snitchy, man. Word to Cody Glock. You know, we got to give Cody Glock his props. I'm sure he's going to be calling in tonight. We'll let him close tonight. But Mitch got active, man, and he didn't even start defensively. He started offensively. He was taking the ball to the rack. He was like, yo, listen, man, I've been having fun offensively, setting new records. I'm here to let y'all know I'm back. I've been on this. So, Mitch came out. He was playing loose. I like that. And one thing that was apparent, you missed the size, man, just being a force. And at times he's out there guarding Jalen McDaniels out there on the perimeter. And that was impressive, and then he gets his first block of the night, and that was it. He seemed to have gotten into a groove after that. So, 3 for 3, 8 points. Good job by the Block Nest Monster tonight, man.
Yo, it was nice seeing him back on the floor, considering that he was on track to have, defensive team type level production this season, just what we saw from the beginning of this year. But you see him come back. You see that he still needs to get back into conditioning, right? You just see how he's just slowly jogging up the court, but understandably so. He had ankle surgery.
Yeah.
You're talking about not playing full court basketball since December 8th, right? He hasn't played since December 8th. So for him to come back, work his way in, get a block. But the one play that stood out to me, CP, was how about the inbound play from Josh Hart to Mitchell Robinson at the top of the key? He then drives and gets that lay in. And I'm like, wow.
It's nice.
Word? That's how you feeling tonight, man? You want to
Yeah.
be part of this offense? Word? Okay, let's
Yeah,
go,
they,
Mitch.
they had Mitch going downhill tonight. I said, let's go. So that was good, man. That was an encouraging sign. He's trying to get back into his groove, but overall, with this Knicks just having 4 reliable centers right now, I think that's pretty important because you don't have to play any one of these guys extended minutes. Ihart still had an efficient 15. Precious had 19 off the bench. You still have Jericho coming out there to do what he does, and so center rotation is in a good spot right now. It's in a great spot, and you can allow Mitch to just ramp up slowly as we get ready for the playoffs. Man, you got just about a month before the playoffs.
For sure, for sure. How about the lineup in that first quarter, CP, with Brunson, McBride, Josh Hart, Precious Achua, and Mitchell Robinson? Talk about your all defense
Yeah.
with an offensive engine out there. That was insane. I mean, there was they had the Raptors at a standstill for a second. They didn't have any answer. I mean, obviously, what Brunson could do offensively, but the fact that you got to deal with McBride, Hart, Precious, and Mitch, man, I can't wait to watch OG be part of that unit.
Yep.
Because I'm waiting for I'm waiting for McBride, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Precious Achua, and Mitchell Robinson showing, because that should be interesting. It's not going to be offensively. I don't expect anybody to score.
Yeah, we definitely saw a lot of good potential out there with that unit, and especially with Twemby action, man.
That's going to be. Mitch is just too strong, man. I mean, he's big. It doesn't look like like I said, it just looks like he just needs to get his conditioning back, and he'll be fine. But I mean, between him, Isaiah Hartenstein, Precious Achua, like Wemby's gonna have his hands full when trying to keep up with all 3 of those guys. And even put Jericho Sims out there, man. That's 4 centers that you really gotta go to toe to toe with.
Yeah. No question about it. Yeah, we see the stream is a bit laggy right now. We're trying to sort that out, and that should clear up hopefully shortly. But yeah, we see the stream is a bit choppy. Just hang in there, and hopefully it'll even out. OS Jedi on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Good, man. How you feeling?
I just had shoulder surgery, so I'm in a lot of pain at the moment, but let's power through this.
Yeah.
First off, great game by the Knicks. I was really hoping Deuce broke that record in the first quarter. Sadly, he did not. We're looking amazing right now. I'm looking forward to the playoffs. Hopefully, we can nab the 2 seed. Our schedule is a little so-so moving forward, but we do face the Bucks in one of our last games, so I'm looking forward to that. It's great to see Mitch back. I'm really excited for this team. I think we're going to go to the NBA Finals this year.
Whoa. My man jumped all the way out the window there, Al.
NBA Finals. Holy cow.
My man said NBA Finals.
He must know that Julius Randle's fully healthy to be saying that.
Hey, I don't know what type of pain med game for that shoulder surgery, man, but he's got to check this prescription. They got my man Loopy out there, man.
Well, I need to know then, if he's jumping out the window, who else in the chat is jumping out the window? Who else believes that this team could go to the NBA Finals? Put finals in the chat or put a window emoji, because I need to know right now.
Rate that call in the chat, man. 1 being facts, 1 being trash, 5 being facts. Rate that call. My man said they're going to the finals this year, man. DJ Desi said he jumped off a cliff. Jumped off a cliff, man. I'm trying to get the connection stabilized here, so just hang tight. But as we take a look at the standings here, Al, let's take a look here. Okay, yeah, Cavaliers lost to the Hornets. So there we go, 3rd seed, man. The New York Knickerbockers, half game up on the Cavs right now, 2 games up on the Magic, 3.5 up on the Pacers, and 5 games up on the Miami Heat. 5.5 on the Sixers. Let's go. 3rd seed right now, Al. 3rd seed. How you feel?
I feel great.
Yeah.
How can you not be excited that the Knicks got the 3rd seed right now? Half a game up on the Cavaliers, who, by the way, even if they were to tie, they got that tiebreaker. So the Knicks are in a good spot right now. But CP, they're only 2 games behind of 2nd in the East.
Yeah.
2 games.
2
games. 6 games away from winning 50 games on the season. 6 games away. And then when you start looking at the schedule, you're like, it's not out of the realm of possibility that this team can get 50 wins. I mean, let's look at the rest of the schedule. They got the Spurs up next. That's a winnable game. Thunder will be tough. Miami's a winnable game. Kings will be a little tough, but still a winnable game.
Yeah.
You got the Bulls 3 times to end the season. The Bucks are up and down team. I mean, they just lost to the Lakers the other night. And then you have the Brooklyn Nets one more time, the second to last game of the season. I mean, it is totally possible for the Knicks to go and win 6 games to close out the year, man. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
And then, I brought this up on the lunchtime live stream and Bleacher Report today. The Cavs still got to finish going out west. The Cavs have to go out west before they wrap up the season. They have to play. Oh, happy Easter. You got to go play the champs. So got to play the champs first. Then they, hang on, I'm pulling it up right here. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up on Free Boys. They got to play the champs in Denver on Easter Sunday, at Utah, at Phoenix, at the Lakers, and then at the Clippers. All of these teams, except for maybe the Jazz, have something to play for. So they're not just rolling over for you. The Nuggets have to play for home court throughout and the number 1 seed. Lakers are fighting for their lives. Clippers and Suns fighting for seeding as well. Cavs are going to be in for a dogfight. And the Donovan Mitchell situation, he's not just out with the nasal surgery. His knee's still messed up.
Right.
So there's no telling when he's coming back.
CP, you can't even write off that Jazz matchup either because, there's a little bit of like, hey, somebody leaves.
Yeah.
You want to show them that the team's still good even without them. So, there's going to be a little flair there. So it's nice to see the Cavs got a little difficult road to end their season, and this is where you see that and you're like, oh, this is where you start to get confidence. Like, hey, the Knicks could be the 3rd seed, man.
Yeah.
The Cavs don't have it easy. If you're not going to have your best scorer out there, the guy who also led this team while you didn't have Darius Garland and Evan Mobley, how can you not, as a Knicks fan, how can you not be confident in that positioning? Now, obviously, you still got the Magic, you still got the Pacers you got to worry about. I mean, we're talking about very few games here. You still have, for the Knicks, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You got 10 more games left.
Yeah.
You got 10 games left. So you got 10 games left. And, there's still a lot that could happen, but you should be confident that for this team, the way they've been competing, how deep they are, that they're not going to waver anytime soon, that they could finish the season, like I said, get 6 wins and get to 50. And the last time that happened was with that 2012-2013 season where they won over 50 games and won the Atlantic.
No question about it, man. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up on Free Boys. All right, they want us to pull up the Milwaukee Bucks schedule, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm trying to get the system stabilized, the internet stabilized right now on a bad connection, so just bear with us. It's one of those things right now. Just bear with us, man. All right, Bucks schedule, and the Bucks lost last night to the Lake Show, Anthony Davis and the Lakers. Double overtime, thriller. So now the Bucks have a little 3-game road trip. They got to go to New Orleans tomorrow, play the Pelicans, hot Pelican team, tough Pelican team, at Atlanta, at Washington, home for Memphis, home versus Toronto. I mean, if the Bucks take care of business, they should at least go 4-1 in that next 5. They should at least do that. Then they play the Knicks, April 7th, 2 Sundays from now. Knicks, Boston, Orlando, at Oklahoma City, and at Orlando. That's a tough finish right there.
CP, is there a possibility that on April 7th, where the Knicks are playing the Bucks, that we could be watching a team competing for the 2nd seed right now? Is that do you see that?
Yeah, could easily happen. That could easily happen.
And the way that the Bucks have been playing, man, where you could just expose Damian Lillard on the perimeter, it really, the Bucks do not look the same as they were when they had Drew Holiday and prior to that trade. Even with having Grayson Allen, another defender out there that can really guard the perimeter, not having somebody like that or guys like that has really changed the dynamic of that roster. And sure, you got Doc Rivers, who's, you know, constructed, who's readjusted everything that Adrian Griffin was doing wrong, I should say, on that roster. So they're playing better, but they're still defensively a woeful team to a certain degree. And I just see this as like, I see this as two things. One, I see this as an opportunity for the Knicks to, you know, potentially beat the Bucks, even with the current roster that they have. You never know, man. This, I mean, the fact that they even lost to the Lake Show the other night, I mean, you never know what can happen. I'm not saying they're going to go out there. It's a guaranteed win. It'll be a battle, but you never know.
Yeah.
Second thing is, though, I think anything from that trade, right? And I know we talk about, oh, we need another star and stuff of this nature, but when I watched the trade, what unfolded just to get somebody like Damian Lillard, another high-profile name on that roster, it hasn't really done a lot of good for that team.
Yeah.
If anything, it's taken a step back defensively and opened up some issues that now they got to figure out this next upseason. How do you correct all those issues, right?
Yeah.
And I wonder from a Knicks standpoint, moving forward, you watch what the Bucks did, and you go get a high profile player as like Damian Lillard to go pair with Giannis Antetokounmpo. And do you take a second to say, should we just stay pat for the following season and just see what we got? Because if we shuffle the deck too much, is that going to hurt us in the end and what our identity is? And then, you know, moving forward, like let's say if the Knicks are obviously a defensive worthy team.
Yeah.
Like that's what their bread and butter is. If you change one piece and they're not that anymore, does that take them a step back like the Bucks have this upcoming season, who as well under Budenholzer were a defensive oriented team and how they won their NBA title?
I don't necessarily see that as the case with this team because with the Bucks, the issue was that they were kind of offensively capped with that big three in terms of like how much more could they get out of them. So they had to almost sacrifice the defense to improve offensively. With the Knicks, I still think they still have enough depth and enough assets where they can recover from, you know, taking a step back to take two forward, which is kind of what they did with the RJ and quickly trade with getting OG. So like I think they can still afford that if they have to. You know what I mean? With the Bucks, it was like they're limited in assets. This Dame move was like there really was no like middle ground for them to improve with that big three. It was either like you have to like tear it back and improve on one end, and it cost them Drew Holiday.
Yeah, look, you help out another team.
Yeah.
You helped out the Celtics.
Absolutely. Absolutely helped the Celtics, man. Let me get Too Cold T. Cole in here, and I got to see what's going on with this connection. Too Cold T. Cole, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yo,
Yes,
can
sir.
you hear me?
Yeah, it's your show. It's your show. Go ahead.
What's good? And I'm out. First, everybody, make sure I hit that share, like button. Number one show for the fans, by the fans. I haven't had a chance to call in since All-Star break. I've been busy. I've been heavy on the replay game. Y'all been helping me get through these long Texas drives. I'm hyped that Mitch is back. Mitchy no snitchy. Shout out to Cody Glock. I'm loving the team. We just got so much grit and perseverance. I just think I think we overachieved this year, especially with the injuries that we've had. We're almost the third seed. We're just getting better and better. I think once we get back to full strength, we will get to the Eastern Conference Finals. If we see Boston, we will beat Boston because I don't believe in them.
Ooh.
I don't believe in KP to be healthy during the whole playoff run. I will be in San Antonio on Friday, repping
Nice.
KnicksFanTV, ready to see Mitch and iHeart shut down Wemby. Lastly, who do y'all not want to see the most in the first round? Personally,
Yeah.
I don't want to see Miami, but I
Okay.
think whoever we see, we're going to give up a good fight. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so
Too
much for the
cold.
great content, and y'all have a good night.
Yes, sir. Too Cold T. Cole. That's actually going to be another segment of the show that I kind of want to like dish on. So let's hold that right there for Too Cold T. Cole. Enjoy the game in San Antonio. Mitch versus Wemby, headlining it. Looking forward to that. Let's go. All right,
And
Al.
we got Game of the Week preview for tomorrow, too.
Yes, we do. Yeah. Go ahead and promote that, man. Promote that.
Yo, we got Game of the Week preview. My guy Noah, who covers the San Antonio Spurs, is coming through tomorrow. We're starting the show at 8 p.m. live, so make sure to tap in tomorrow, 8 p.m. live. We're going to break down this Knicks versus Spurs game. We're going to talk about the Mitchell Robinson versus Victor Wembanyama and Isaiah Hartenstein. We're going to throw Isaiah Hartenstein. We're going to give him his respect, too.
Let's go.
All the centers against Wemby tomorrow. That's the preview.
Game of the Week preview tomorrow. And then we got Scott Perry on the way, man. Scott Perry is coming to Knicks Fan TV on Friday. And then we got the 500th edition of Postgame Live, Al. Number 500. We've done 500 of these. Insane.
Wow.
Insane.
500 of these.
500. 500, bro.
And you're still here.
I'm still here. I'm still here, man. Unbelievable. So, yeah.
I mean, your beard's just got a little bit more, got a little bit more pepper in it. But hey,
a lot more pepper in it. A lot more. A lot of losses, but a lot of wins. You know what I mean? A lot of losses, but a lot of wins.
at least I can see the stress hasn't gotten to you. You still look good. Don't worry.
Hey, I still enjoy it, man. I'm still here doing what we do, you know? That's it, man. That's it. So yeah, that's the story. Welcome to Postgame Live, everybody. Obviously, as you can see, we're skipping around crazy. The internet connection is not great right now, so we just have to deal with what we got. We're gonna make it a kind of a rapid fire show, just because we kind of have to deal with the environment that we're in right now. It's not an ultimate, optimal situation for us, but you guys know how we get down, so just bear with us for tonight. But just kind of subpar conditions for us. 860, what's your name? Where you calling in from?
Alex, CP, this is Louie from Jacksonville. How you doing, my brother?
Louie, welcome back, man. How you feeling?
I ain't called you in 2 months. I wanted to let the program flow like it flows. But just want to make a couple of comments, and I want to hear some of your feedback.
Sure.
Love the way the Knicks are playing.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is outstanding. I was talking to my brothers from East New York, and I was trying to tell them that, if Randle comes back, that's great. But if Randle doesn't come back, I don't really care. The team is flowing like it's supposed to flow.
Yeah.
So let me ask you 3 questions, CP.
Yeah.
You and Alex. You can answer this for me, man. All right? If the Knicks did not have Randle, and they have their regular team with OG, and they had Banchero from Miami.
Yeah.
From Orlando.
Yeah.
Would you be okay with that?
Repeat that one more time.
Instead of Randle,
Yeah.
and you have a power forward, 6'10", from Orlando,
Yeah.
Banchero, would you be good with that?
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
If the Knicks did not have Randle and they had Sakiam as a power
Yeah.
forward, would you be good with that? With this same roster, with OG and everybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, I like Siakam. Do I think he's better than Randle?
Okay.
No, I don't think he's better than Randle. No.
No, I don't think he's better than Randle, but I think if Randle wasn't there, Sakiam would fit the bill. Do you
Okay.
agree?
That's hard to say. It's hard to say. I don't think so, though.
Do you think the Knicks would go forward with Sakiam into the finals instead of Randle?
No.
I love that idea.
No.
A lot of my friends think they do. They would.
Okay.
Randle
All
is
right.
good. Don't get me wrong. I love his play, but
Yeah.
sometimes he drives me crazy.
All right. Appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call. Louie from Jacksonville, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Louie, man. Felt like Louie had to catch up, Al. Louie said, I ain't called back in a while, so let me hit you with about 10 hypotheticals.
Louis. This man said if we didn't have Randall, but we had Paulo, would we be okay? Yeah, we'd be okay. And then he asked about Sakiam, which is Siakam. Sakiam. I don't know if we're drinking sake out here or whatnot. But
That's why I thought he was saying sake. I was like, I'm not drinking sake. I'm drinking Sauvignon Blanc.
Well, I had sake tonight. I was at a hibachi before I came on the show.
How was it, man? I haven't had sake in a while, man.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
I
All right.
had sake. I had some. I won't talk about my dinner tonight.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
I'll leave that for another time.
All right, do your
But
thing.
anyway,
Do your thing.
let's just say I had enough to drink tonight. Anyway.
Yeah.
Look, Pascal Siakam, I'd still take Randall over Siakam just because Randall's a bully ball force. Siakam, I mean, we've seen what his life has been post Kawhi. I mean, he was good as the third option.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Randle's shown that he could do more with less.
Yep.
I think that's where we gotta give Randle his respect, man. As much as Randle still has to prove his postseason, what he could do in the postseason, he has done more than what Siakam has done out in Toronto.
John in the chat said bad take, so he's nominating that for a worst take. Worst take of the night, man.
Well, we're getting some tomatoes in the chat.
Yeah, some tomatoes in the chat.
They're spelling Louie,
yeah.
the O with the tomatoes. There you go. We're getting creative around here.
Listen, man, we got 2,000 people in the chat still. We're skipping all over the place. We're on Starbucks Wi-Fi right now. 2,000 people in the chat for the number one show for the fans, by the fans. CB Fanchise, Alex Trataros. Yes, we're on video, but the show is probably a lot better on audio, so you can catch us at all major podcast platforms if you happen to bail on the stream. But anyway, let's see. $10 super chat from Manny G. Fanchise channel member says, Bodega Bogey. Put some respect on his name. So
here we go. CP,
where
are you on this now?
Name at? Oh, no. They're trying to bring the Bodega name back. He's not getting it.
He's looking better without somebody playing next to him on the second unit, though.
Oh, give me a break. I'm not taking anything from these bum night. These bum night games near the end of the season when you play the bottom dwellers are very hard to get through, man. They're very hard to get through. You can't take anything from these games. No, I'm not thinking the Knicks are going to the finals off of wins over this team and the Pistons. I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking these are games that they need to win for the standings to maintain their pace. Playoffs is a completely different animal, man. I take nothing from these games.
Do the wire-to-wire victories and the dominance against these two teams give you any impression, though, to take away from that?
Absolutely nothing.
Really?
Bro, look at the guys they're playing. These are not respectable rosters, man. Come on,
I'm not saying you take any. I'm not saying you go, oh, wow, this team is Eastern Conference Finals bound. All I'll say is that from what we've seen in the Knicks past, the fact that they can go out there wire-to-wire win against a bad team, dominate, and not look back, it's moving in the right direction.
I'm raising my standards, man. It means nothing to me, man. It really doesn't, man. It doesn't. Remember, Obi, Quick, Grimes, 40, 30, 40. Oh, my God, they're killing the Pacers. They went in against the Raptors, did the same thing last year. And no one did anything in the postseason.
Well, I'm not talking about postseason.
It's a different game.
I'm not talking about postseason. I'm just saying it's good for a standpoint where talent-wise that the Knicks are just head and shoulders above.
That's fine. I'm focused on money time, man. I'm looking ahead, man. All this late March, April games.
CV, don't worry. We're going to get a money game. Don't worry. We're going to get that game.
Time, man.
Stick around on March 31st. We're going to have a game against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
There we go. Now we're talking. Let's go.
Maybe I'll see you on Postgame Live that day.
I'll be there. We are also taking this show to Miami, Al. We are headed down to the 305. Yes, 305. Knicks versus Heat. April 2nd in Miami at the Kaseya Center. So Knicks Nation, if you guys are down there, if you guys are headed down for the game, it's a Tuesday night. We do have the pregame meetup link-ups organized already. And that will be at Black Market, Bayside, right next to the Kaseya Center. So if anybody is going to be down there, Knicks Nation South Florida, we'll have the flyer out and the RSVP information. Meet us down there April 2nd, man, Tuesday. We will be down there. So
wow, you got me a plane ticket? I'm so appreciative.
We are on the way, man. We are on the way. So make sure you guys are ready for that. Shout out to David Billings, Al. Join the Fanchise channel membership. Shout out to him. Manny G, salute. The freaking Rican $5 super chat, Al says, Money Mitch, look. Oh, man, I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that. Thank you. I'm not reading that. No, sir. No. We won't be answering that one. 954, what's your name? Where you calling in from? Whoa. 954, what's your name? Where you calling in from?
CP Alex, what it do?
What it do, man?
It's Ty from Boogie Down Bronx.
BX.
First time caller.
How you feeling, man?
Hey, man, great game tonight.
Yep.
One thing I noticed, I think we unlocked Boyan. I know we played bump guys, but Boyan did his thing.
Well,
And
look.
the guy Precious dunked on,
Yeah.
put him in the trunk. Put him in the what? Put him in the trunk.
Oh yeah, Precious definitely put somebody in a body bag.
Man caught a body.
He definitely caught a body, man. Absolutely.
But that's all, CP Alex. Appreciate the call, man.
Okay, all right, man. Call back anytime, man.
I appreciate you.
Yeah. I don't even think he was impressed with Bogdanovich, man. I think he just wanted to say put him in the trunk, man.
He just wanted to say put him in the trunk.
Put him in the what?
Put him in the trunk.
That's it, Al. He just wanted to hear that one time.
He just wanted. That's all he wanted to hear. He just wanted to hear. You know, you just ask CP for a request. Most DJs say no when you ask for a request, but CP around here, he'll play that. He'll play that every single time.
The conductor delivers, man. The conductor takes you to where you need to get to, man. We got it all here. We're working on the soundboard. That's the next step in the evolution of Knicks Fan TV. You know what I'm saying? We're working on the soundboard.
Oh, that's great.
TM sent me all the sound bites. I got to load it up on my Stream Deck device. Right now, I'm playing it through the Slack. It's very unorthodox, but it gets the job done. It gets the job done. But we got to set up the official soundboard and really go crazy with this thing. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure the next one's going to be we don't need that.
Playoffs. That'll be playoffs. That'll be playoffs. Yeah, but back to that playoff talk. Couple things. You were saying with McBride, his ability to get to the bucket in the playoffs, right? You were saying something along those lines, right?
Yeah, he needs to get more consistent in doing that.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there, because I was thinking that as well, because while I love him getting the minutes with Brunson and with Hart, I'm thinking about those 6 to 7 minutes that Brunson will likely, that rest over the course of a game in the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do they get through that? Because that is still their Achilles heel, is not having a capable, reliable ball handler, playmaker for the second unit. And I feel like, with McBride shooting so well, I feel like a lot of teams, like if they play Miami, I think they're going to be throwing zone out there on this team. Right? So How does that second unit generate good looks, whether it's on the perimeter or at the rim? It's going to be very key, man.
For sure. And, I mean, you could throw a zone at that lineup I told you about. McBride, Josh Hart, OG, Precious, Mitchell Robinson. I mean, you throw a zone at that, I mean, we're just watching a standstill game at that point. It will be the ugliest game of basketball we've seen. Probably haven't seen that type of basketball since the 90s. But that's where you need McBride to be that guy. But I think, CP, the only thing that would help McBride in that situation or that second unit is if Julius Randle's back and doing his thing. Whereas if you have Julius that's capable of getting downhill, and this is where you see a lot of good teams who have two offensively prolific guys, right? Brunson staggers with that second unit. Randle staggers with that second unit. But McBride needs to at this point, and I think it's just good developmentally just to help help their offense and keep the opposing defense on their toes, where if you have to not only pay attention to Randle, let's say it's McBride and Randle out there, if you got to pay attention to McBride, and because he can finish around the rim, then that's a great position to be in. But I don't see that happening this year. I see that as another thing he has to work on this offseason. And, probably coming into this year, if you had to ask Thibs, what was the benchmark for McBride to get more minutes if it were to open, he has to knock down threes.
Right.
He has to be able to knock down his jumpers, because as of right now, he doesn't have that speed. He doesn't have that quickness just to get downhill, and he doesn't have that physicality that Jalen Brunson has. So shooting has to be that first thing that he works on. And then I would say probably his handle to get with that ability to get downhill, right? He probably has to be a little bit more of a craftier, I guess, combo, like whatever you want to say, however he dribbles to get through the hole. That's what he's got to figure out in order to be that type of guy.
Totally agree with you there, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. CP and Alex on the ones and twos. KFTV Postgame Live. Knicks win by 44. No, that is not a typo. 44 and moving to third place in the East, man. So 2 wins for the Knicks tonight. Everybody in the chat, salute to everybody in the chat once again. Throw some threes in the chat for third place in the chat, man. Throw some threes in the chat, and let's get it going, man. David, $10 super chat says, remember when they said the knife is Raptors trade was a win-win? Okay, I don't know. That's a little typo there. I guess he's saying that both sides won the deal. I don't know. I'm not sure what he was saying there. I'm not sure. But appreciate the super chat, man. Call back anytime. Okay. All right, seems like the connection is stabilized. How we looking in the chat, man? Let us know how we looking. Are we good? Are we still looking like 8-bit Nintendo figures right now? Are we in HD just a little bit? Or have we moved up to Sega Genesis level graphics? How we looking in the chat? Rate the connection in the chat. 1 being trash, 5 being fire. Okay. Meanwhile, 646, what's your name? Where you calling in from? 646. Do we have him? Don't sound like it. All right, 919, what's your name? Where you calling in from?
Peace, blessings, positive vibes. How y'all doing tonight, fellas?
There he is. Shameek, what's good, man?
I can't call it, man. Out here on the road, trucker life. Rapid fire, man. The Knicks are looking on amazing right now. They're clicking on all cylinders, offense and the defense. Precious Achua has definitely been a great pickup. He has come a long way from the first, from the trade to now. He's doing great. Can't wait to get Randle back, OG back. And who do you think we will match up against better against in the ECF? Milwaukee or Boston? Peace. Y'all have a good night.
Yes, sir.
Rapid fire.
Appreciate it, man.
Be
Be safe on the road, man. Drive carefully, man. Shameek.
Yes, sir.
From North Carolina, man. Okay, so he's going with the matchup. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into this overall segment of playoff matchup, shall we, Al? Let's get into it, man. Okay, so let's go back to Too Cole, who was asking the matchups, right? So right now the Knicks are in the 3rd seed. If the playoffs were to start today, they would be facing the Indiana Pacers. So let's start there, man. Let's start there. What do you think about a potential matchup with Halliburton and the Pacers?
I like the Knicks. I like the Knicks in that matchup because I think defensively, even with the Knicks not fully healthy, we saw them muddy the waters enough where we saw that impressive win on that 9-game winning streak, right? The Pacers haven't played this Knicks team fully healthy. So to take anything away from their matchups this year, from a Pacer standpoint, none of it's truly real because they haven't had to face Julius.
Yeah.
They haven't had to face, or not only, I won't say they haven't had to face Julius, but they haven't never had to face just a fully healthy Knicks team.
Yep.
Because I'm pretty sure they did face Julius in that first matchup, but there was no RJ, no Quick. We didn't have anybody. They didn't have Grimes at first. So how could you really say what this team looked like without a Mitchell Robinson, without OG Anunoby? And then you didn't have Randle the next time. So I don't think the Pacers are ready for the defensive intensity that the Knicks will bring. The only thing I'll say is that with the Pacers' prolific offense, if the Knicks are not ready to really muddy up the waters, then I'm not sure if they're ready for that track meet with the Pacers. But I still I still favor the Knicks in that matchup. I don't see it going 7, but it'd probably be a 5-6 game series going towards the Knicks.
Yeah, I'm with you. Completely different teams, right? Neither team has really seen the other in terms of what both teams are capable of. So I think it's hard to really predict who has the advantage there. The Pacers defense has improved. We'll say that. The Pacers defense has improved. Now, they did give up to 150 points to the Lakers just the other day, but they have improved over their 10 before that, and their net rating had improved as well as, Halliburton has seemed to have, gotten into a groove. I think offensively, having a point guard, to me, especially in the playoffs, is everything. And then on top of that, when you get Siakam in there, someone who is, championship tested, battle tested, and can also, excel at making his teammates better and making the right play, I think it makes them a dangerous team. On top of the fact that the pace at which they play, you have Miles Turner as your stretch big. He can be a wild card at times. I think they'll be very tough, man. I think the Pacers will be tough. So it'll be interesting. That matchup will certainly be interesting. Obviously, with the Knicks, health is going to be number one priority, getting Julius and getting OG back. Obviously, I'm going to give the advantage to the Knicks, but I think they could take it in probably 6. I think it would be 6. I think the Pacers would scrap and make things tough. I give the Knicks the clutch factor. Obviously, with Brunson, I give the Knicks the clutch factor over pretty much everybody. Yeah. I think it would be tough. But, the Knicks would certainly have the size advantage. And that, I think, would ultimately wear the Pacers down. When you think about the front court potential from OG to Julius to Mitch, Ihart, Precious, Josh Hart, over the course of a series, Brunson, over the course of the series, that would wear the Pacers down. And that's why I see the Knicks taking that.
I'll say this too, CP, is that Halliburton has entered a cold stretch through the last 10 games or so where he's, just the last game against the Bulls, he shot 27%, 4-15 from the field, only had 13 points, only had 5 assists as well. Played against the Clippers, shot better there, shot 58%, got 21 points, had his 9 assists, a typical Halliburton game, went 7-12 from the field. But prior to that, 5 of 13. You go back even against Cleveland, 4 for 14, 6 of 18 against Brooklyn, 6 of 13 against Chicago. There's just some games where it's just been questionable from Halliburton, even against the Pelicans and Spurs earlier this month. 0-7 in 23 minutes against the Spurs where they lost 129-102. You had, against the Pelicans, you had 4-16 against the Spurs where they lost 117-105. He went 4-16 from the field. Halliburton throughout the entire month of March has been so up and down. I wonder if he's at that point of the season where he's just getting fatigued, and if he's able to keep up that same production that he did at the beginning of the season, which had him in those MVP type conversations.
No, I think you're definitely right on that. And at this point of the season, it's an endurance test, man. And he's already gone through a pretty big injury over the course of the season, so those type of things certainly weigh you down. So that's it. That'll be an interesting matchup between those two teams because there are so many unknowns. And then to Shameek's question, Bucks or Celtics, what would you rather see in an ECF matchup?
Ugh. I hate this question. I hate this question for a couple of reasons. One, there's no real easy matchup.
Right.
Just because you look at Giannis and it's this is a guy who dropped 50 in a game 6 to close out against the Suns. You can't, that just doesn't go away. He's in
one of
he
the
should be in
greatest
MVP considerations
of all time.
Yeah, man. He's just a phenomenal player. You got to respect his game. And then Damian Lillard, I know he's had an up and down season, but you still have to respect Dame time. The one thing I'll say is that their defense plays to the Knicks' favor, right?
Yeah.
And so because of that, if you having someone like Jalen Brunson having to go against Damian Lillard or even Malik Beasley at point of attack, that should open up everything else for everybody and should just be a trickle-down effect. The one thing is, as much as I love the Knicks defense, and it would probably be OG on Giannis, you're not stopping Giannis. You're just trying to contain him. And I don't know how long that can last in trying to contain somebody. Now, when I look at the Celtics, I probably would lean more towards the Celtics just because their depth is where things get a little murky for them. I still don't believe in Tatum as a guy that has yet to show up in an ECF. Really, it was Jaylen Brown the years they made it to the NBA Finals. That's a guy I'd be more concerned about. but I know their starting five is a concern just because one of the best like units out there, both offensively and defensively. Something is leaning more towards Celtics just because I think OG against Tatum is more favorable. And then you can have Josh Hart on Jaylen Brown. Whereas I think just height wise, matchup wise, I feel like that is much more in a Knicks favor just to muddy things up and to be a true like dogfight in trying to earn buckets. Whereas, you could just, it could be any night or even an entire series where Giannis can go off. Same thing with Dame.
Yeah.
And those guys, you don't really have answers for it to stop. You just once again try to contain those guys. And we've seen Giannis do it. I haven't seen Tatum and Brown do it.
True indeed. Size wise, the Bucks can contend with the Knicks and be formidable. The health thing is just such a question mark because it's like, man, like, is it depleted Julius? Can he contend with the force of a Giannis going downhill? Who's going to stop that? I think that would be a very difficult matchup for the Knicks. Now, on the flip side, the Knicks can make it very tough for them. As we saw last night, where they continue to get exposed is in their perimeter defense, their backcourt defense between Dame and Malik Beasley. You need them for scoring, but they're going to give it right back on the other end. So I think that's what makes the Bucks so perplexing. Their fourth quarter execution, is it going to be all Dame time? How do they get Giannis in there? He still gets pensive, in those crunch time situations where it's like in the half court, his arsenal, his bag becomes a little weird at times. So that's tricky. I'd still lean Milwaukee. I don't like the Boston matchup. I never have. I didn't like it all year. Like I said, with the Porzingis matchup, I think that makes it very tough for the Knicks. And their ability to go small. The way that they were able to have Drew Holiday out there neutralizing Julius, and I think that will be the similar situation this year because I don't think Julius is going to be the bully ball force that he was. I think he's going to be relegated to being a jump shooter for the most part, and I think that fits into the Celtics strategy where they can also put Horford out there. They can put also Porzingis out there on him, and then you have, to me, the best defensive backcourt in the league with White and Holiday. So I still think that's a tougher matchup. I would have to leave Milwaukee, man.
I hear you on that. I don't know. I just think for the Celtics, there's just something about playoff basketball where they've yet to...
They shrink.
Yeah, they just shrink, man. I feel like because of that and with Brunson, who loves to rise to the occasion, I feel like that could play into the Knicks' favor. I mean, the one thing we got to take into consideration is that regular season and obviously postseason is obviously one different beast. The pressure that you feel going into the postseason is immense. And I think the Celtics, all these past seasons, right? There's always that expectation like, okay, this team should make it there. This team should make it there. But this is really the team now. Yep. Like, if you can't do it with this team, I don't know when you think it's going to happen. To me, if it's not this team, it's never going to happen.
True.
So they have a lot of pressure for towards them and having to get to the NBA finals and win.
True.
For the Knicks, what are they like? They have nothing to lose. And I always look at that as something to hold in your back pocket because you could play a freer game of basketball. Like, I think last year when we watched them play against Miami, there was just too many factors in there with the Julius injury, the inexperience of Emmanuel Quickley, Quentin Grimes, and all of those other guys. Only Brunson and even RJ for a part of that series were able to really show up offensively. Yeah, you had a few good games from Julius here and there, but it wasn't his games where it was efficient and really just punishing the Miami Heat that we saw last regular season. And I think when you win with the experience that they have now, taking that into this postseason, once again, you're playing with house money again in the sense that what's the expectation for this next team? We came in here saying get to the second round. If they got to the Eastern Conference Finals, that's house money again. They have overachieved, in my opinion, in what the expectation was for the beginning of the season after all the trades. I don't know. I think playing that freely will help them be in their favor versus what the Celtics would have to face, which is scrutiny. constant scrutiny. You know, for Tatum it'd be like, is he actually this guy? You know, he keeps getting to MVP considerations, but he hasn't executed. For Jaylen Brown, can he be that second wing guy, that second fiddle to being Jason Tatum to help take them over the hill? And then just all the other questions that will follow through. I think that will go to the Knicks' favor.
True indeed, man. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Got over 2,000 people in here on the check-in, man. KFTV Postgame Live presented by Underdog, Fantasy, CP the Fanchise, Alex Trataros on the ones and twos. The Fanchise channel members have been going crazy, Al. I had to turn off the notification while you were talking. So shout out to everybody that's joined the Fanchise channel members. We got people gifting. Rare Edition just gifted 5 channel memberships. Shout out to him. K. Marco, a Fanchise channel member for over a year now, says 26 wins away from the goal. I actually believe it's possible for the first time since 94. Us fully healthy is scary. Hashtag Let's Go Knicks. Shout out to Kane Marco, Al. GQ, Fanchise channel member, gifted 5 channel memberships. What's going on in the chat tonight? People are feeling good. The Knicks just won by 44 points, and people are feeling very generous in the chat. Shout out to Alan C. Al. He joined the Fanchise channel members. Dennis Moses, Fanchise channel member, says, hopefully next up is OG. Shout out to David Billings once again. And Jorge Cano gifted 5 Fanchise channel memberships. So my Fanchise channel members in the chat, do me a favor, throw an emoji in the chat. Let us know if you guys are in here. Throw a CP emoji, Alex, a JD, you know, throw a Burks B&B construction emoji. That's a new emoji, man. B&B construction. B&B construction.
B&B construction. Oh, Burks and Boyan, huh?
Burks. There you go. There you go. B&B construction now. You know what I'm saying?
I heard they're the best masonry in the business.
Nobody like them. Nobody like them, man.
I heard they can even make an Empire State Building faster than what they did.
Absolutely. So, salute to everybody in here, man. Big win, and big winning in the standings for the Orange and Blue. Let us know your thoughts about the playoff picture, man. How do you think things are going to shape up? And what are you looking forward to? Great discussion there, Al. Okay, back to the phones, man. Speaking of Florida, Rambo on the Discord. Let's go.
Rambo on the Discord. Hey, man, y'all get live on the Discord. Because when the playoffs come, I need everybody in their city. I need everybody meeting up. I need everybody getting together. KFTV, we need to come together. We are the equivalent to the Beehive for the Beyonce. The Swifties for the Taylors. You hear me? We need to come together for this playoffs. You hear me? Listen, CP, I love you to death, but I know tonight was a bum night, but we still got to get hyped. You know why?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we got to ride this. We got to ride this all the way to the playoffs, man.
Yeah.
We got to take this momentum, and we got to ride all out. Let's go
Let's
now.
go.
I don't care who we meet up with. I don't care who we match up with. I don't care what seed I'm in. It's us against the NBA, and they're drawing the short sword. You hear me?
Let's go.
They gotta come see us. Alex, you literally took the words out my thoughts, man. My man, like, I can't even lie to you. You literally took the words out my thoughts, man. We're playing with house money right now. Anybody looking at the seeding, they're looking at, oh, man, we don't want to face the Knicks, man. They are going crazy, man.
They don't want it with us.
They knocking people out here.
Yeah. They don't want it with us. Now, the question is, Rambo, are you coming to Miami or not? It's a 3-hour drive. Do you need a permission slip for wifey? Let us know, man. We'll figure it out. We'll generate one. You know, the good people, KnicksFanTV. What do you need, man? What do we need to get you down there, man?
Listen, you don't need nothing, okay? All you need to know, the only thing you need is to know that it's a 3-hour drive, but I'm still from New York, okay? I'm going to do it in 2.5. Okay, I'll be there.
Let's go. Let's go. That's like an Atlantic City trip. You know what I'm saying? That's easy money.
Come on now.
Let's go.
Listen, man, why are you guys not hyped right now, man? We got to get hyped. Let me ask you a question. How many losses have we took from teams under 500 this year? I can only remember one, and that was against the Jazz. They got the best of us once.
Yeah, well, let's take a look. We got the research right with us right now, man. The Knicks are 26-2 against teams below 500, sir. 26 and 2.
Mm.
26 and 2. We handle bum nights efficiently.
Man, if that's not a makeup for a contender, I don't know what is. That's
There we
scary
go.
for any team. Come
There
on
we
now.
go.
And we just got Mitch back. Man, where Cody Glock at, man? Mitch ain't no snitchy, man. Did you see that guy out there? He looked at a bit of a shell of himself. He looked like he needed to get the group, but he still looked like a deterrent.
Right.
He literally looked like, oh my God, this guy is just he looked like the final boss. You know, like he's so overpowered. You better just avoid him. Excuse me. Let me try to. I can't even do nothing with him. Man, I love to see this, man. I literally waited for this. I love my boy Deuce. I literally felt like Deuce looked over at that Raptors bench, and he seen that boy band of Scotty Barnes, Quickly, and RJ Barrett, because that's what they look like. They look like a boy band. I love them, but right now I got smoke for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I got smoke for everybody. And he looked at them. And he said, "Y'all been holding me back, man. Y'all been holding me back. Let me give y'all something right quick, man. Come on, man. Hey, you gotta stay hyped, man. KFTV." Everybody, man, we need to keep riding this out, man. No more trade talks, no more this and that. We don't care who we see. Giannis puts up 60, okay, do it against us.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Tatum, you got the mama mentality. You think you a superstar? Do it against us. That's all I gotta say, man. I don't want to hear about nobody else, man. They over here worried about where we gonna land, so they don't land, you know, to match up with us. Man, they scared, man. Let's go, man.
Let's go.
I know what time it is, man.
Rambo from Tampa in the building. Let's go. Throw some fives in the chat for Rambo from Tampa, man. My man was in here preaching the gospel out. We had to let him go, man. We had to let him go, man.
That was a fire call. He was activated. He said, CP, we got to get more hyped. He said, we got to be in love with this team, what they're doing right now. He said, don't worry. Nobody should be afraid of who we match up with, because the Knicks are going to come through, snatch that lunch money, and beat the living daylights out of people. I mean, that's what the Knicks are doing, man.
Yeah.
They're taking lunch money at the end of the day.
Taking lunch money, man. Just bullying the league. Absolutely bullying the league. That's a 5-star call. Rambo from Tampa. Great job, man. Always brings the energy. Promises to. And never ceases to deliver, man. Never ceases.
And he says he'll get from Tampa to Miami in 2.5 hours.
Yeah. He said he's going to boogie, man. He's going to boogie. Yeah, you know, that little route. I think it's, is it I-4? I don't remember. I did that trek one time. I drove from South Beach up to Tampa, drive through the Everglades.
Ooh.
You know, they got the gator. Yeah, you got to cut through the swamp, you know, to get there. Yeah, man. I don't remember if it was I-4 or not. But either way, yeah. South Beach on and popping April 2nd, Tuesday, for my South Florida Knicks fans or wherever you guys at, man. If you guys want to pull up. Black Market Bayside is where the pregame will be, and then we'll head over to the game around 7 o'clock and get it popping, man. We want to get some footage, interview some fans. We'll link up with some fans as well. My guy Jay is down there rolling out the red carpet for us, so we're looking forward to that. Shout out to Jay. And then, yeah, man, it's gonna be a cool couple of days down in the 305. Shout out to Cool Vids, man. Al, $20 super chats. It's all these injuries has forced Thibs to do what we've been asking him to do for 3+ years. Play and develop our young talent. Multiple 40-minute games for McBride, and look what he's blossomed into. Let's go Knicks. I-75. That's right, I-75, yeah. I-4 is to Orlando. That's correct, I-75. Yeah, look, I mean, McBride has been playing fantastic ball, but I got to give a lot of credit to Thibs as well, because I do believe that he developed players in his time here. I do. I believe that he did.
For sure.
It's just, you know, he brought guys along at different times. Everybody came through at different times, man.
I mean, I think we've seen that at every step of the way since he's gotten here. From Quickly, even to Grimes last year. You see that with McBride. Everybody's like, Mitch, he's gotten better. Julius got better once Tom Thibodeau got here too. I mean, everyone has improved. So,
yeah,
you know, Tiz may not have a direct correlation, like say like the training and all the preparation that goes in, but the culture that he's created and the work ethic and just giving, I don't know, maybe the feedback and what they need to work on, you definitely see that it's received from the players because of the work that they put in every offseason, during the regular season because they keep coming back better and better. So you know that the culture that Tom Thibodeau has established for this team, these guys have bought in, they listen to what he's saying, and they come back and they want to play. And they understand the expectation, right?
Yeah.
Because they know that no one's just going to be getting minutes for the sake of getting minutes. They got to go earn it. And I like that where you see, hey, you put in the work, you earn, you produce something on the court, you get more playing time. I mean, you look at McBride, case in point right there. And now look how good he is. Now he's invaluable to this team. Brunson goes down against the Cavs. He plays 47 minutes. He's playing 47, 48 minutes, CP.
Yes, sir.
From a guy that was averaging, 3 minutes prior to the trade?
Yeah.
Situational minutes. Every
Big
single
time.
month it's just increased. And now he's playing over 30 minutes throughout the month of March. Things change at the drop of a hat.
Yep.
And you see the work that he puts in to be ready.
Absolutely, man. You see, you hit the nail on the head. 145-101. Knicks win big over the Raptors. CP the Fanchise, Alex Trataros on the ones and twos. If you guys are new in the chat, leave us a hashtag new. We'll definitely shout you guys out. Number one show for the fans, by the fans. KnicksFanTV is on and popping. What happened in this Philadelphia game here, Alex? I'm looking at a muted video here of Nick Nurse going crazy. You got Kelly Oubre going crazy on every ref. He's pointing fingers at everybody. What happened in Philadelphia tonight?
I have no idea. I'm trying to figure that out as well.
Yeah. These guys.
Because they lost by 1. So it's got to be big. 108. Clippers won 108 to 107. So it's got to be a big reason why these guys are going haywire right now for the end of this game.
I mean, boy, oh boy, these guys look pretty upset out here. What happened in Philadelphia? Anybody know? Does anybody know? Let us know. Shoot to everybody in the
anybody
chat.
from 76ers TV in here to give us the scoop?
If there's anybody from Philly Fan TV in here to give us the lowdown. Knicks and Dimes, Al, another one, gifted 5 franchise channel memberships tonight.
Wow,
I think
we are
everybody
in a giving mood.
Yeah, I think everybody's getting ready for the playoffs, man. This is playoff mode. I've been itching, man. April is right here. It's around the corner. I'm ready.
Insane. This season's flown by.
Very fast. And I mean, and look at all the storylines, man. We went through 2 trades, injuries. And they set sails for the 3rd seed in the East. Look at us.
Wow.
Look at us.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought, man? We went through 2 trades, 60% of the starting lineup injured, Brunson injuries, and we still here.
Dude, we were wondering if this offense was going to click prior to the trade with having IQ and RJ on this team. It's like, okay. It just felt like I didn't know what direction this team was going to go, when they were going to start to click, and then the OG trade goes through, and then, I mean, just think about all the storylines. Knicks, like, inconsistent, up and down, roller coaster. RJ, did he take the step this year? Randle will be good after the first 6 game. Brunson, Brunson started off the season slow, too. Let's not forget that.
That's right.
And so the whole entire Knicks beginning of the season from October to December was just up and down. OG trade. Then it's like, do we have the best 5 in the NBA? that was another conversation, because we were rolling through the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, top teams. Like there was some serious questions there.
Pretty serious, man.
And now we talk about injuries, and then Precious coming through, McBride coming through.
Yeah.
It's been quite a season.
Shout out to Clement O'Donohue, team hashtag new Al. Also, Kenny Gales. He always tries to catch us with a foot trick, but he's been here for like 5 years. But shout out to him, team hashtag new. Also, shout out to Kayon Austin, Al. Kayon Austin, welcome to Knicks Fan TV. And Gangsta Bob, 123. Welcome to Knicks Fan TV, man. Who you want to shout out in the chat, Al? I see some franchise channel members in there, man.
Okay, let's see. First and foremost, let's shout out to my guy TM, who's always in the chat.
Shout out to
Chief Mod in operations.
Yep.
TM, shout out to you, my guy. I know JJ's in the chat. Shout out to JJ. Shout out to Nicky Malta. Never misses a show for JJ. We got Randy Johnson. Shout out to you. We got Left Coast Lefty in the chat. We got Oh, did you say 2 Stone to Care 153? Shout
Yep.
out to you in the chat. We got Eric Garcia as well. Shout out to all you guys. Shout out to all you
Yeah.
guys. Shout out to Rare Edition as well.
Yeah. Sean Al Phillip tried to get us with a hashtag. They're another one that's been in here for years. They try to test my memory, Al. I'm not that old. You know what I'm saying? I just play one on TV. My memory's still sharp, though. They try to get me, man.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Shout out to Mike Vorkanoff, too, man. Me and Vork had a good show today. Lunchtime live stream was popping today. Shout out to Vork. Had a great show. All right, let's go to the Discord. Joseue Q. Unmute your mic.
Yo, what's up, guys?
How you doing? Please pronounce your name, because I'm sure I botched it, man. Just correct
No,
me.
it's Joseue.
Joseue. Okay, correction. Respect on that. Joseue. Go ahead.
What's up, guys? First time caller. I
Yeah.
love your show. You guys are amazing, honestly.
Thanks,
Covering
Al.
the Knicks, my favorite basketball team.
There we
Everyone's
go.
my favorite basketball team. But anyways, my point is, you guys, what's your take on Julius Randle and his injury? There's like really nobody's been talking about it. Nobody's been like saying what's really like going on with it. At work, I know some friends who are family, who are close to his family, and they were saying how he might be out for the rest of the season. They're saying he's not coming back. So I'm just I want to know what you guys think and how the Knicks are going to look like going into the playoffs without Julius Randle, and how we look. Like, how do we look without him? If we're better with him, we're better without him. I want to be prepared for.
Hey, okay. Appreciate the call, man. Josué Q from the Discord. I mean, you can't really go off of like third-party accounts, so I don't really want to respond to that. But I'm concerned by the day. Each day that he's not cleared, I get concerned, and it just makes me lean in more on my theory that he's not coming back until at least game one of the playoffs. Game one of the playoffs starts on April 20th. That's a Saturday. Would the Knicks get to Sunday, the 21st? So you have almost a month. And I think they will take all that time just to get him into, some sort of strength there, strengthen the area, and get back. But I don't see it, man. I just don't see it.
Is the Randle injury situation similar to Mitchell Robinson, where it's all of a sudden, hey, by the way, he just did contact the other day. Oh, by the way, he's back today, which that was a little shocking.
Yeah,
get that news. So are they going to do that? This is where the Knicks training staff is a conundrum, because we've known this for a few years now. Even with the Quentin Grimes injury last year to start the season, right? It was like, oh, he has a foot injury. And it's like, well, how bad is that? Is he going to be able to play the season? Next thing you know, he starts and he plays. And this is where I don't know what the Knicks organization as the training staff in particular is doing. So hopefully, it's just the precautionary measure to make sure that he's ready for the postseason. But I don't know, man. I really hope it's not what you're saying. I really don't want it to be playoff times and we got to watch Randle just get ready and in rhythm first game of the postseason.
I just feel like that's
what do you know, CP? What do you know? What does CAA-CP know? Right? What does CAA-TV know?
Omen in the chat says, ask Robert Randolph. He knows. So hopefully, Mr. Friday Night Knicks, Robert Randolph, will drop in on us before the 12 o'clock
Didn't he already tell us what date? He said, what was it?
What'd he say? We forgot, man. Sergeant Sources,
Hold on.
there.
I got this. Give me a second.
Yeah.
He said, I thought it was. He said the 12th.
He said the 12th. Okay. So
yeah, because I remember because he said, oh, we're going to – to me, it was just very strange. So Randle's supposed to come back the 12th, which is, against the Brooklyn Nets, and then play one other game before the regular season. That's what you want to lead me to believe?
I don't see it. Listen, man, I'm concerned, man. I'm concerned because it's going to be very difficult without him. Going to be very difficult. I don't care who they play in the first round. I wouldn't even look past that. It's going to be very difficult without him. You need guys. You need engines out there. You need reliable scorers. You need reliable scorers. These guys are nice now when your role players are out hitting wide open shots against bum teams. That changes in the playoffs, man. You need reliable scorers. Who's going to be a surprise? Like, Miami had a lot of surprises, right? In Strus and Vincent and all those guys played well. Maybe that is the case with the Knicks. Maybe all these guys roll into it and McBride is still shooting the ball well and Dante's still shooting. If they do that, they'll be in a good shape. They'll be in good shape to overachieve. But, yeah, I think you're asking a lot.
Yeah, I mean, no, we shouldn't want to go into the postseason expecting that just because for Miami, that's their role players playing way above, their grades. So that's great for Miami. I mean, that's why they went on a fantastic run, but that's a little unrealistic. I mean, I'd love to see it happen. It's not saying that it couldn't happen, but to believe that McBride would just shoot not saying 40%, but do what he did tonight pretty consistently to help the Knicks, that's what you're going to need.
Right.
So that's a little tough to just to bank on that, but I don't know, man. It's this is where you want to just see Randle back on the court because it's just the longer it goes, to me, it's just that doesn't give me confidence because I get the one thing of saying protecting him and getting him ready for the postseason, but that also tells me that if he has to wait longer and longer until he is capable of playing, that means that injury is pretty bad as it is to get back to where he needs to be, and that surgery is more likely than not the possibility of this offseason. And then, I mean, hopefully he's back before the beginning of the next season, but it's just stuff in that nature where it just doesn't give me a lot of confidence. Having Mitch back now gives me confidence that you could slowly ramp him up and he could play some pretty critical minutes in the postseason, right? OG, that's a guy who could plug and play. We saw that already. At that point for him, it's just maintenance. Randle, rhythm guy, needs to come back sooner. I just, the longer that he's out, the more worried I am in how he will perform in the postseason.
I'm with you 1,000%. Shout out Corey Bibb in the chat. Corey, what's good, man? That's my Miami crew down there. He said link up in South Beach on Tuesday. Corey, are you coming through? Are you coming to the game? Please confirm in the chat. Let us know, man. South Beach, we are on the way. I'm going to load up some more calls. Let's get to some more calls out. We are in overtime now. What time did I tell you we were going to wrap? Oh, how much? Well, we're going to have to wrap soon because I'm running out of battery on this charger. So, yeah, we're going to have to wrap soon. Let's go overseas. 527. What's your name? Where you calling in from? We're going to have to wrap real soon.
ACP, don't you know I'm loco?
Excuse me?
Yo, what's going on? El Deporte here in Mexico.
Oh, what's
good? And I just want to say, hey, what's going on, fellas?
It's good.
I'm here. Yo, I just want to talk real quick about the front office.
Okay.
Man, this is the best front office the Knicks have ever had in their lives.
Okay.
I think with all the things that they've been doing, even backing up, signing recently, Jeffries and what's that other dude? How you pronounce his name? The African dude. How you pronounce his name?
Achua, sir. Achua.
Kembe. No, it's not Kembe. I'm sorry, man. I'm Mexican. But anyway, I mean, they could have done nothing, right? And I really think the back office is hush-hush on the health of the players, and it's a strategy for the playoffs. I think they want these people all these teams going crazy, like, what's going on with the Knicks? What's going on with the Knicks? Like, we don't know. Is Julius coming back? I think it's all a ploy, bro. I think it's all a ploy. And, yo, did you hear Thibs, another foreign guy, a Chinese dude, he sounded Chinese, he asked Thibs a question about, what did he feel about his team going into the playoffs, like the team camaraderie, something like that? And he was like, this is what we were working for all the time, the team culture, having a team culture. We're all working as a team. So if one guy goes down, another guy goes, comes and steps up.
All right. We're going to drop you off, man. We're going to drop you off, man. All right, man. My man was just rambling on and 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 on. I'm starting to figure out. This is his third time calling. He claims he got deported. He's back down in Mexico, and the story is becoming a little more clear as I hear him talk and go 100 miles an hour. I'm call back anytime, my man. But tonight wasn't your night, man. He was rambling tonight, man.
He came through with like the buddy,
Yeah.
like you know who I am. Like, whoa, what?
Yeah. I don't know, man. He's all over the place, man, and giggling and all of that. Tonight was not your night, man. We had to drop him off, man. I don't know what was going on, man. There's a lot going on in the world right now. There's a lot going on.
CP doesn't want to hear somebody giggling through his headphones. That's
Yeah. All that rambling and all that. Yeah, come on, man. You gotta get it together, man.
Wait a minute. If does he not want the FBI to find him? The longer that you're on the phone, my man.
I don't know, man. He sounded like something got a hold of him, man. He had that lockjaw cracking. Yeah, he's just chomping all over the place, man. Like, anyway, let's focus. Let's get to one more call. I can't end the night on that. 201. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Hey, CP, Alex.
How you doing?
This is Sean Lucas, a.k.a. Seancito.
What's good?
Just really quick,
Mm-hmm.
talk about Deuce McBride. It's unbelievable what we're seeing, the evolution of him.
Mm-hmm.
He's even getting shout-outs from J.J. Redick, Legs, talking about how his minutes have increased. It's unbelievable. Yeah. It's just great to see. Just shout-out to the front office and the coaching staff on his evolution. They get all the credit and his work ethic. And then also, we know where we're heading to. We're heading to the championship. So, CP, I'm going to need you to put that wine down.
Yeah.
Get the blue label ready, the Macallan, give Alex a cup, and we're going to win that chip. I'm out.
Let's
Bye-bye.
go. Let's go with it. All right, man.
He said, "Go to the top shelf, CP, and go get the best.
Oh, yeah.
Go get the great stuff."
Oh yeah, we're going to it. We definitely get into it. We definitely get into it, man. Just to keep it pushing because of the battery on the battery. I left my charger at the main studio, so I'm on very low battery right now. And we coming to a conclusion of the show anyway. We had a great show, great calls. Scott Perry Friday, game of the week Thursday. So the content keeps going. Number one show for the fans by the fans. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share this video. Also, remember that the show is available in audio podcast format. Shout out to our sponsors. One of our sponsors of the night, and that is Ginger Hale's Lemonade, man. The premium household name in Ginger Lemonade, man. Make sure you guys follow them. Use our code KFTV at gingerhales.com for a 15% off your first order. That's 15% off your first order at gingerhales.com. Another thing I wanted to talk about, Al, we're doing the contest for the playoff merch. The playoff merch, we want you guys to have your input on what the theme is going to be for our 2024 KFTV playoff merch t-shirt. Last year we did Vibes Are Immaculate. This year we want your input on it, and we got a couple on already. Well, not a couple. We got a lot submitted on the KFTV Instagram, Al. Against all odds, my pick is the front runner right now. We have some more. We got Never Back Down, Just Win, baby, Next Man Up mentality. Grit and Grind. We got Hustle and Muscle. Next up, somebody said Blue and Orange Do-Rags. Go on the Instagram, on the KFTV Instagram, and make your choice or vote on what's already there, because what we're going to do is, starting tomorrow, Thursday, we are going to have an Elite 8 style elimination tournament, and the winning theme is going to be chosen on Sunday, Easter Sunday, for the postgame show. We are going to choose our playoff theme merch. Ric Flair in the chat says we all in. So what we're going to do is the 8 most popular names, according to, we're going to take votes in the YouTube, on the community section, the Instagram, and the Twitter. The 8 most popular names, we're going to put that in an 8-name tournament bracket, and you guys are going to vote each day until we get down to the winner. And then I'm working with a great artist, my guy Chris Murray, personal friend of mine. We already made 90% of the shirt, and it is ridiculous. We taking it back to, remember in the 90s when they used to have the championship T-shirts with the caricatures? We take it. Oh yeah, my man hit it out the park. I gave him the concept. We hit it out the park. Now we need Knicks Nation to vote on the theme, and then we got T-shirts, hoodies, and snaps on the way. Limited edition prints as well. It's gonna be fire, absolute fire collab release and collection. So there that is, Al. What else? Who's winning the fantasy draft, Al? Let's check in on that Underdog fantasy draft before we wrap up the show, because my connection's about to drop off any second now.
Well, as of right now, you are winning.
Really? You sure?
Unfortunately, I can read, and yes.
You know what? I knew it, man. I felt good about it tonight. I did feel good about my chances tonight, man. Let's check it. Let me double check. There it is. Team Fanchise. We're up. Look at that. 255. Jalen Green, man, I told you, my man has been on a rampage. They disrespected him and his baby mama, and he's been taking it out on the league. I believe in you, kid. Don't worry about what the haters are talking about. You just do your thing and raise your family, man. 37 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and a block against OKC. The kid has been destroying the league since that news came out. LeBron James, 56 fantasy points tonight. A triple-double, 23 points, 14 rebounds, 12 assists. So they really carried my team tonight. Great job. 243 for you. And only 200 for Team JD Sports Talk. Sorry, JD. You know, you're going to have to draft a little bit better next time, man. But I appreciate the lunch money, fellas. I'll go to Chipotle and enjoy that tomorrow. Great.
I
don't know. Jeez. Yeah, that Chipotle is dangerous. That's dangerous stuff right there.
You can go anywhere you want, CP, but you said Chipotle. Jeez.
I know. All right, so with that being said, man, let's hit the outro, Al. Great show, great win. And, Al, you will see the people tomorrow, right? Go ahead and plug the game of the week real quick.
Look, man, you all know what it is. We got the Knicks playing the Spurs on Friday, so we got to preview that game. I got my guy Noah. He's coming through. He covers the Spurs. He's been doing it for quite some time now, so we're going to break it down tomorrow. We're going to talk about the center matchup. We got Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein, Precious Achua going against Victor Wembanyama. So you make sure to tap in tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern time, where we cover this game tomorrow. Talk about the Spurs storylines, too. You already know what it is. Come through and check it out.
8 p.m. Eastern time, Game of the Week preview. Remember to catch us on all major podcast platforms. Shout out to our sponsors at Manscaped. Shout out to Underdog Fantasy and Ginger Hale's Lemonade. Guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Great show, great post-game show. Shout out to all the callers. See you guys next time. Peace.